Alright, what's going on, y'all? Today I wanted to talk about a little bit of an advanced concept, and that is using specifically designed block strings to bait out certain buttons. So one way that you can bait out a button to get a whiff punish in the neutral is by dancing inside and outside the range of a button. Let's say, for example, Karen stand roundhouse, right? A lot of Karens are gonna fish for that stand roundhouse when they want to get into V-trigger. So here, we'll just do like a recording of her pressing stand roundhouse, and you can see kind of the strength and the range of this button. It's crazy, right? She's gonna get the roundhouse V-trigger activation, and then that's a whole lot of damage that you don't want to deal with. So, how do you... There is a way that you can punish somebody for attempting to get into V-trigger, right? And this is kind of where securing games, and this is why it's a little more of an advanced concept, because it relies on tricking your opponent into making a mistake. So what we're gonna do here, instead of just dancing inside and out of the range, which is valid and can work, but there is the inherent risk of them throwing out the button you're not anticipating. So let's say I'm standing, dancing inside of this range, waiting for the roundhouse, and then they do a sweep, right? Especially if I'm stand blocking, I'm gonna get clipped. Maybe they're gonna get the V-trigger activation anyways, and then that's just bad times all around. So one thing you can do is kind of set up a block string to where you can react and whiff punish accordingly. Let me see, which one do I have set? I think it's this one. Yes. So let's say with Ken, I would do this block string and then just wait in that range for the stand roundhouse. Do the block string, step back a little bit, and I'm in the perfect range for the stand roundhouse. Ugh. Sometimes you get clipped though, so this one is really good. This button specifically is pretty hard to stop, but one string I was messing around with before is this one. It's gonna pretty much put you in a favorable range to be able to react and whiff punish. But if you were a Karen player, you would think, oh, now's the perfect time to press stand roundhouse, right? Because this is kind of the range where it's right at the tip of the stand roundhouse. You're like, yes, this is my moment. I'm about to get the V trigger. I'm about to activate. But no, it was all a lie. It was all set up. So this is kind of an example of using these block strings, and any character can do this. Sometimes you can use a mixture of like medium buttons to put you at the range you want to be in. See, that was a different string that still sets me up. You can do even heavies depending on your character. Some characters get plus range after their heavy buttons. The concept is just basically designing a string and waiting for your opponent to make a decision that you had already anticipated. So it's a little bit tricky, and obviously there's holes in it, right? Because what if they jump? What if they dash? What if they do something you're not expecting? Now, the beauty in this is that you're not committing to anything, right? Just by doing this block string and standing in the range, waiting for the roundhouse, you're not jumping, you're not pressing a button, you're not opening yourself up to getting crush countered. The only thing you really have to look out for is the jump or the dash. So that's something you can react to as well. So you're kind of putting yourself in a very neutral position without committing. And that's the biggest thing. It's not neutral, actually. Let me rephrase that. You're putting yourself in an advantageous position, and you're not really risking anything. So the way you can beat something like this is just walk backwards, right? Change your spacing. If you're already in the corner, you can walk up a little bit and then press stand roundhouse, right? Because you see that they're waiting for you. But the more advanced players, they'll do their block string and then keep this spacing with you. So they'll walk. If you walk forward, they'll walk backwards, right? They want to keep you where they can control your options. And that's kind of what this whole concept is you're creating block strings that you can control that put you in positions to win. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the concept of it. I guess I can go more in depth if it's something that more people are interested in, but yeah, man, block strings, it's good stuff.